Welcome to 2015, everyone. This is Last Man In podcast, episode number 23. Thank you. Hey, it's our age. We're all 23.
Woo!
No one likes us.
Likes you when you're 23.
It's okay, guys. I'm going to be 24 in a month, so.
Yeah, that's fine. Just shit on us.
Everyone will like me again.
Hey, I always had this big dream when I was younger that when I turned 24, everything would just happen for me.
I was thinking about that today.
Well, we're gonna find out.
I'm like, my God, when I was younger and I thought 23, I'm like, yeah, that's an adult. They have their stuff together. I just got my license. Still no girlfriend. And
hey,
I'm the farthest from having my life together.
Hey, not having a girlfriend might be having your shit together.
Actually, yeah, you know what? I done treated myself for yet another Christmas gift to myself today. I paid to get the jersey Greg sold me. Kessel put on it. Filthy Phil.
I'm still waiting to decide if I'm going to treat myself. I still have $250 from Christmas money that I'm like, what should I do with this money?
Treat yourself.
I'm
Uncle
thinking
Leo jersey.
I'm thinking either Leo Komarov jersey.
Ooh.
Or James. You got to do
or
Van
James
Hockey.
Ramsey.
Do Van Hockey.
James Van Riemsdyk or a hockey stick. Or a Leo Komarov hockey stick.
Okay, don't do a hockey stick because you break them. And you literally
I only have one right now.
4 year, you won't like it. I would say the safest bet.
Four, it's more like 6.
Both those players are very,
Might not be there.
Komarov's awesome, but might not be there in 2 years.
Yeah.
And same for Van Riemsdyk.
Yeah.
They're always like, no, we'll trade him. Why? Why would you trade him? Anyways, what are we talking about?
Toronto's crazy, that's why.
Yeah.
Talk about the Jets and how they did during our 2-week absence.
Mm-hmm.
World Juniors, because that's been going on for the last week.
Oh, I was just thinking before I interrupt you.
You just interrupted me. Not before you interrupted me. Just say, I'm going to interrupt you.
I'm going to interrupt you, Greg. World Juniors to Canada. What's the equivalent to any other country? In terms of I guess this is a question kind of for Brett. I'll message him. I'm going to ask him. Is it Little League, Little League baseball as big to them? Because us, Canada, it's what do you...
Little League gets ESPN, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think, we get TSN.
No,
you don't
I
get
know.
TSN with normal NHL hockey. You need to wait for the World
I don't know,
Juniors.
man.
I'm just wondering,
It's
what
gotta
would be the
No,
equivalent?
high school football and college football. There you go. That's what
But
it is
that's
in the US.
year-round. I'm talking a tournament. So, Little League could count.
Frozen
so.
4.
Ooh, yeah.
No,
college
March
fo-
Madness. There you go.
Okay.
March
Different
Madness.
maybe.
Sport, though.
No,
we're
we're
thinking
talking
just
about
America. What about
just-
other countries?
just fine. Okay.
I guess soccer.
Did you see
Anything,
how-
right.
Soccer, anything.
Did you see how happy Denmark was when they won a game?
Yeah, they're
Holy
pumped.
crap.
But it's like if Canada soccer, if the men's soccer team made it to the World Cup, they'd be pumped if they won a game. Never mind that, if they tied a game against Croatia or something like that, they'd be pumped.
Yeah.
Because Canada's never in that. So for Denmark, this is huge.
That's true. Okay,
Okay,
sorry.
so-
World Juniors.
So we'll go Jets, World Juniors, mailbag.
We missed a lot. 2 weeks. A lot happens in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll be rapid fire mailbag.
Yeah.
It's
There you
okay.
go.
Done real rapid
Don't
fire.
worry, this Jets report's going to take a
Okay,
while.
you ready?
6 games we missed.
Are we gonna?
It's not gonna take a while.
Are we gonna?
All right.
And then I have
blast-
something special at the
Damn
end.
it.
I have something special at the end.
God, time to blast off, Jets.
Okay,
Woo!
go. Jets
All right,
news.
so since we last left us, they played 6 games.
They went 3-2-1 in that stretch.
All right, just give
Done.
just give it away.
Okay,
Just give it away right
let's
away.
hear.
They're
All right,
2-1 against their division.
God damn you.
First game was Boston. They won 2-1.
Really good game to watch, actually.
This was Harrison's first game, and he had an assist on his first shift.
I saw that because Evander Kane scored.
Yep. Perot and Kane were the goal scorers, so that was, big win.
I went to that
Wait.
game by myself.
Did
So
you?
that was awesome.
I like
Did
going to games by myself,
Yeah,
but
it's not
only if there's
I had
no
to pay for both tickets.
Okay, well, no. I was gonna say, if the seat's empty beside you, that sucks. Okay.
I watched this game with my buddy Scotty, and he was getting pretty excited when the Jets scored, so I think he's converting to Jets, but
I feel so bad.
Does he know about this podcast?
I don't know if I told him.
What kind
You
of
should-
friend are you?
Do it in writing.
Okay, next game.
Because that was kind of rude.
Next game was the infamous Philadelphia game,
Fun fact.
where the Jets ended up losing 4-3 in overtime after dominating the first 2 periods.
And yet another third period collapse. 3 unanswered goals. 10 seconds into the game, Jake, the snake,
Into
score a check.
Overtime.
And no, 10 seconds into the... 50 seconds in.
No,
All he
it was
needs-
10 seconds.
No. 50 seconds into the game. First shot on Pavs.
Yeah.
Because he's a sieve. But whatever, that's fine. I continue.
It was a 2-on-1.
Forecheck got 2. Old man Vinny got 2. And Rob's up. A 33-year-old goalie, NHL debut, oldest goalie since 1926. That's 88 years ago. To get his win in his first game. Hugh Lehman who was 42 years old, did it for the Chicago Blackhawks.
All right,
I
so
believe.
since we're a Jets podcast, the Jets goal scorers were Hallis, Bufflin, and Perreault. I'm just bugging Cam.
No, and Bufflin's goal was real nice. That was a nice goal.
Bufflin
I didn't watch it.
was.
He's been quite the force. I was going to say
Buff
he's
was
taking
hitting
names.
everybody that game, especially that game. He
Yep.
actually, after the game when Philly was going to the dressing room, the Berube kind of said something to
The
Bufflin.
coach of the Flyers.
And then he
Hey, he used to fight.
must have said something pretty nasty because Bufflin went after him. Buffin's pretty.
Well, Berube was
Level-headed.
known for fighting. His nickname's Chief. So
Wow, I wouldn't like his chances against.
I would
Bufflin.
take Berube every time. Bufflin, he plays by his own set of rules. Refs don't call him. Get
Okay.
real tired of it.
What's the next
Game.
Next game was Jets beat the Blackhawks 5-1 in Chicago. Perreault scored twice, Little scored, Peluso scored, and Wheeler. Jets are the first team to score more than 4 goals on Chicago this year.
Oh, nice.
They're also 2-0 in Chicago this year.
That was my next stat. The Hawks have lost 4 home games all year. 2 of them have been to the Jets.
And the Jets have only allowed 1 goal in those 2 games.
Dang.
So that's pretty interesting stats.
However, they've only scored 6 times in those 2 games.
Well, hey,
That's still
wins
pretty
win.
though. 2
2
wins.
wins.
December 27th, Jets won 4-3 in overtime over Minnesota.
They were
In Minnesota.
Wheeler, Ladd, Lowry, Little. The
What?
Ladd goal was the flukiest thing you
Oh,
probably
yeah.
going to see.
We were
But
at Tyler's, remember? He shot like off the end boards and it hit Kemper and like went in.
No,
Oh, yeah.
he shot it like 10 feet over the net. It hit the glass, bounced back. The goalie was backing up, and it hit him in the back of the head and fell in the net.
Weird.
That's
But if you just it's something to throw out there, lucky maybe, but maybe it was deserved because if you watch the third Minnesota goal, it was a slap shot from the point that was deflected in front of the net.
Oh yeah, broke Bufflin's stick.
It gets deflected. It bounces. It bounces down, up, hits the post, bounces up, hits the crossbar, drops straight down and out. And
That was in, though.
if they
The ref was right behind
the
the net.
replay they show, it does not look like it goes in at all.
You
It
know what?
went in.
Two Jets fans wrote to Kerry Frazier on Ref Your Call.
I'm just
so
saying.
I'll link the article. No, I was wondering
it's
what game
close.
that was.
It's close.
Okay.
Because from that angle, it does not look like it went in. But nonetheless, they
Wait,
still-
were these Jets fans who wrote to Kerry Fraser, were they like subject line ref you suck and they just like continued on? Or
Oh, that
were
was
they actually
assumed.
played?
That was assumed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One thing to note about a Minnesota game, to any Jets fan, including the 3 of us here, if you have the chance to go to Minnesota to watch a Minnesota or Wild Jets game, do it.
Because it's mostly Jets fans.
Well, it's like half and half, and apparently the game, it doesn't matter how exciting the game is.
Because they have the greatest deep fried cheese curds.
Yes.
That too.
No, it's because the fans battle each other with a Go Jets Go versus Let's Go Wild.
The fact that
And
you
it's
can
like-
allow that in your arena says something about your fan base. They're real quiet over there. Like I've been.
They are.
Yeah,
I've been
they
there.
have.
They're so quiet.
Although I was at the Wild Jets game, which was on the 29th, which will be the next game we're talking about,
Yeah.
and there were probably 20 Wild fans, and they were trying to start the Let's Go Wild chant, and every time we're just
Yeah,
like,
I'll give 'em
this
credit.
isn't happening.
I'll give 'em
and
credit.
we just all started chanting.
A playoff series would be awesome.
A playoff series would be
Is
really
that
good.
be great.
possible? How would that work? Who would have
We're
to
in
be
the
in
same-
what position? No, I'm just
Doesn't
wondering.
matter. Doesn't
Who won-
matter. We could be 2 and 3. We could be 1. They could be wild card. They could be 1. we could
Okay,
be
yeah,
wild
that's what
card.
I'm getting at. Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, in that wild game, Bufflin hit Mikhail Granlund to overflow, and he's out for a month. He had
Broke his
wrist surgery
Bufflin's
on his
vicious
He's a
left.
this year.
bitch. That's why.
Yeah, I can't take a
Bufflin
hit.
plays by his own goddamn rules.
Yeah,
The refs
because he's the
don't-
best.
And the refs don't call him.
Yeah,
He's real
it was a
tired.
clean
It's like
hit.
He hit Giroux in the back of the head
It's like
twice.
Chris Pronger.
And
It's
Chris
like-
Thorburn, fucking animal, butt in Giroux. No call.
Giroux skated into his stick. on his
Okay,
own.
well, I didn't know skating into someone's stick. It's still a penalty. Holy,
Oh, yeah.
you should know Jesus is around. I just
So-
wanted to know that.
Cam just
Wild
sensitive.
Jets in Winnipeg on their 29th. Jets lose 3-2 in that game
After being up 2-0.
after being up
I
2-0.
didn't watch this
Fucking
game, so I
suck at giving
can't.
up.
I got
Part
free
of my life.
I got free tickets to this game. It was awesome.
You have to keep in mind, though, they're missing their top 4 defensemen and a top 6 forward.
That's what I was going to say. That happened after our last podcast.
Yeah,
Did
the
it not?
Kane injury.
Kane.
And Truba.
No, the other
No,
forward.
we
Trouba
got
was there.
those in?
Trouba was there.
They're missing their top
Not
4
Kane.
defensemen and a top 6 forward. Yeah, Kane has
Bottom nine for.
He's top 6. Kane.
Well, he's been.
Okay, he's on the third line, but
that's-
He is
okay,
a
tough.
minor
Here's the
league
thing.
forward.
Kane
He
can-
is about as good as a Vancouver Giants player right now.
Okay, then you tell me this. Kane can play 20, 25 minutes a night. You know who's playing in a spot right now? Thorburn. Would you play him 20 minutes a night? No. Kane's a big
Well, that's
big
because you
loss.
bench Thorburn and play a bag of pucks.
I'm just
instead.
saying. It's
We're just being assholes.
it's a big loss.
Our
Okay.
goal for 2015 is to make Dan start fighting us on this podcast.
Well, I don't care.
We
I
made
want,
that. We
I
made
want to
that super
have my
cool.
face
I already
smashed
know that
through
I'm
this
the only
glass table.
I already know that I'm the only Jets fan left on this podcast. So
Well, no, I'm still partly a Jets fan.
Cam jumped off the boat a long time ago.
Yeah. It was
I
that
jumped
Colorado
off the
game.
island. I started swimming real fast away. There's a shark chasing me.
Just to wrap it up, last game, Jets lost 5-2 to the Islanders. First time the Jets have allowed 5 goals this year.
That game got ugly
Wow.
fast.
Yeah.
First time they've allowed 5 goals this year.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
That's very good.
But who was in net? That
Pavlik.
answers your question.
Oh, shh.
Yeah, but Hutch lost the game
No,
too. So.
no, I'm not saying it's Pavlik that's losing the game. You can clearly tell the team plays different when Pavlik's in net versus when Hutchinson's in net.
This game I actually watched. The Jets just looked a step behind the whole game. And maybe it's injuries catching up to them because I mean they're missing 5 key guys.
Yeah, they are.
And to be fair, they've only lost 2 games.
Yeah.
What else happened at this game, or rather before this game?
Canada.
The Islanders
Oh.
got a lifelong fan.
Oh, not this.
John Tavares met and gave his game-worn signed jersey to a young child. Bravo, John
To the
Tavares.
kid that was bullied last year.
Yeah,
2 years ago?
brava, John Tavares, brava. Very proud of you.
That was the last
I'm certain the
heartfelt
Jet-
moment of 2014.
I'm certain the Jets do stuff like that too. We just don't hear about it.
Oh,
But
that's awesome.
John Tavares,
Probably.
that's awesome.
Stand up guy.
So Jets finished with a loss, but they are 19-12-7, and which is way better than anyone thought they would be at this point. And since starting the year 2-5, they are 17-7-7.
Pretty good.
17, 7, and 7.
Up until 2 games ago, they were 17-5-7 in 2 months.
I like all the sevens.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they lost.
Hashtag sevens.
You know go ahead.
They went.
You
2
know
months.
who's going to wear 7
Yeah.
for the Jets? Josh Morrissey.
Wait, hold on.
That's all I was gonna say is they went 2 months and lost 5 regulation
That's pretty
games.
good.
That's pretty damn good.
That ain't bad. Speaking of Josh Morrissey, World Juniors, he also wears number 7.
Yes.
Yes, he's so pretty.
First, before we get to World Juniors, I want to
Yes.
just touch on one quick thing.
Go.
Cam pointed this out to me. Everyone is singing the praises of Ben Sherratt. He's playing with Dustin Byfuglien. Funny how in Clipson's first year with the Jets, everyone was singing his praises. Who is his defensive partner? Byfuglien.
Dusty Buff.
Buffalo's, yeah.
Another note on Dustin Byfuglien that I noticed today. When he was playing forward, he's a +5. Since going defenseman, he's now -7.
Oh, I was expecting that to be a better number. And
Well,
I had him like
he's-
minus is worse than plus.
But
Yeah.
that's fair. But he's been their best defenseman.
No, he has been, but I'm just saying how, even though he claims he's not that important on forward, clearly he causes more goals than he allows on himself.
That's
Also,
also a factor if he plays 30 minutes a game. He's
Yeah.
on the ice so much. That
And
he's
because
gonna
he's I've never seen him hold himself back from
he'll
a
always
rush
take
ever.
the chance. He'll always take the chance. He's better than he was than he used to be. Like he's not as he takes his
But he still does it a lot.
he still does. But,
So, all I'm trying to say with that stat is be wary of Ben Sherratt. Maybe he's not as good as everyone thinks he is. Just because
still good.
He's still good,
He's
but
solid.
I don't know if it's compliments of playing with Buff or if it's just he's actually as good as people think he is.
it'll be I will be curious to see what they do when they get all their defensemen back. Just with how well Buffalo's played on defense. Like what do you do, right?
What do you do with that team when they get everyone back?
Do you use because do you keep Buff on defense and use a defenseman to get a forward to take a spot? Like it's
Read that. I don't
Do research.
Okay. World Juniors. Canada finished the round robin.
4-0.
4-0. 4-0. With the win over U.S., Finland, defending World Junior champion Finland. Real close win against Germany, and beating Slovakia convincingly in the first game.
I just want to say real quick because we have to have a smooth transition, so I'm gonna go backwards and make it way worse than it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
The Jets have 12 current players on the roster that have played for World Juniors, and past Cup winners who have had players play World Juniors and then won. Kings had, I'll just name the last 3. Kings had 13, Hawks had 11, Kings had 11. I can go all the way back to the Bolts if you want me.
Yeah, do it.
Okay,
so Illuminati says Jets are going to win Stanley Cup.
At some point.
maybe. And then Bruins 8, Hawks 10, Pens 10, Wings 12, Ducks 10, Canes 8. Well, I was trying to go in between like your coffee.
Yeah.
Bolts 9.
Oh, okay. That's crazy.
So we're in good shape.
So how many did you say we have had?
12.
12.
Most of them are Canadians and Americans.
Okay, I'm going to try and name them.
Okay.
All right.
Wheeler,
Go forwards first.
Wheeler, Little, Ladd, Slater,
Wow. That's a snipe.
Halischuk.
Fun fact about Halachuk, he got the
He's
OT
team
winner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Frolik, Perot. No?
Where's Perot from?
Montreal.
Oh, he's
Or,
Canadian.
like Quebec.
Who do we have?
Well,
Shifley.
Trouba.
Shifley. I'm going forwards.
Oh, for
Is
it.
that
hold
all
on.
forwards?
8. There's one more.
Oh, yeah, you're
He's
missing.
hurt. He's hurt right
He's
now.
hurt right now.
Kane.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all of them.
So
and then
D, we're going to go... So there's 4D. Trouba, Bogo, Stewart.
Bogo, no.
Trouba, Stewart.
Enstrom?
Toby,
And that's it.
Buff.
No, Buff. There's 3D and then Pavlik.
And then obviously,
Right.
and then obviously Kostelek.
Well, I'm
Now,
not counting prospects.
Morrissey now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and then the Leafs have 15 on their roster and the Flyers have 16.
Nice.
Jeez.
But 15 if you don't count Pronger, because Pronger doesn't. He's in on
He
it.
doesn't count it.
Braga doesn't remember the little
Yeah.
But that's insane.
Yeah, that's really
yeah,
good.
That's...
And they have 6 right now, which is most among any NHLs.
Yeah.
Yep.
With
And they're
Costa, Comrie, DeLeo,
Patan,
Morrissey,
Ehlers.
Ehlers.
Yeah. And like all those guys that you're talking are like playing pretty key roles on
Well,
that team.
Kostelek's the number 1 D in Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Comrie played the New Year's Eve game. That's
Comrie's
his
a
biggest
goalie
thing.
on Canada.
Yeah.
You're already a key role.
Yeah.
That's-
Patan's playing second line,
minutes. Yeah, but
second,
big
third
minutes.
line.
He's
minutes.
been one of their best
Morrissey's
Easily.
been nothing but clutch.
Nothing.
Like every time there's a power play, I'm pretty sure he's gotten a point on like 80% of the point.
Yeah.
The power play.
You know
He's
what?
been great.
Just to tie it back
he-
up to the Jets, in a couple years, if they bring a lot of these guys up, like they could have a really good team.
It doesn't always correlate though.
No,
but,
but
it's nice.
There's definitely the potential for them to be,
Real good.
Chase
really,
DeLeo
really
wasn't
good.
too bad for America. He was on their second line. He didn't.
He
produce
started on the
today.
first, but then they just brought in Sonny Milano instead.
It wasn't Milano today though. It was Eichel, Tuck, and I don't know. It
Hudson
wasn't Milano.
Fasching or something.
Yeah.
USA lost
Yeah.
today in the quarterfinal to Russia.
Yeah.
What's the score?
Very
3-2.
3-2, very undisciplined game for the U.S., and that's number 1 reason why they lost that game. Lots of stick violations, a lot of really bad, unintelligent penalties. that
Both
they
those
just took.
teams have penalty problems, like all
Both of them.
tournament.
But the thing is like, in this game, I think the story past the penalties was definitely the goaltending of the Russian goal netminder, which I can't think of his name right now. But dating
neither.
back to the Subway Series, and I don't know if I said it on this podcast, but I know I've at least kept it in my mind. Russia's goaltending might win them this tournament because they have 2 stud goaltenders. Look at the pre-tournament game against against Canada, and then if you look at the Subway Series games, they played really well. The Russian goalies have. So he faced 41 shots in this game.
They've faced Russia. Who was that? No, that was Denmark. But
Oh.
Russia has faced like 30 plus shots a game. Denmark's goalie has not faced under 40 shots any game he's played this tournament.
Funny thing about Denmark, first ever World Junior victory when they beat Switzerland
ever.
in a shootout.
Wow.
And you know what? That was their second shootout.
And Nick Ehlers and
Nick
Oliver
Ehlers, oh my
Bjorkstad are
God.
just doing... See, the thing is, okay, those guys, I've talked to you about this before. Those guys like Bjorkstrand, however you say it,
Yeah.
and Nick Ehlers, they look amazing because they're the only...
2 standouts.
I don't want to say
on their team.
only. Obviously, everyone's talented, but they're a step above everyone else on their team. But if you put them in correlation to guys on Canada, like
I think they'd still be there.
oh yeah, for sure,
You
they're
can't-
awesome. Nick
Can't say they wouldn't be there, but yes,
Nick
I
Ehlers-
see what you're saying.
Nick Ehlers has the weirdest hybrid shot I've ever seen from like the
Watching
top of the
Ehlers
circle.
play is just, it's
He's
different.
fast.
He's really fast.
I don't think I've seen him lose a puck battle when he's chasing it
No,
ever.
he's-
Oh, and fun fact, because you just said they got their first ever one. Canada, I was asking you guys before the podcast, how many World Junior wins does Canada have?
How long has the juniors been in tournament?
25.
25 years, I believe.
How many wins?
I think maybe even more. I think it's 25 since TSN's been hosting.
113.
I said, I'm going to go
It's
with one.
over 113.
I'm going to say 136.
187.
Holy.
What? So when I said 87 originally, that was just 100 off.
So what's the math on that? Let me. Hang on.
What do you mean? What's the math? on
So
that?
if you do,
How many do they win a year on average?
Canada,
well, I think the World Junior's
Almost
been going
4 a
on for
year?
35 years. let's
they've
say.
won it a lot.
They win a lot of games.
Actually, they haven't won gold that many times, have they? It's usually them, U.S. or Russia, are like the big boys, aren't they?
187.
USA won their first ever gold against Canada in 2004. The infamous Marc-Andre Fleury off the ass of.
No,
another
that
player.
wasn't their first ever.
was their first ever.
USSR still counts as Russia. And USSR,
No, I said USA's.
Oh, USA.
First ever was in 2003
Oh,
Can I do
and,
or
trivia?
2004.
and a weird one.
Trivia
Who
for
was
you
on
guys?
that? Which jet?
Who was the
on that?
captain of that team?
In 2004.
Who was the captain of the first U.S. gold
And-
medal winning hockey team?
Ooh,
He plays for the Jets.
Oh, damn you! I was gonna say what jet? But I didn't know he was
Dustin
captain.
Byfuglien.
No.
No,
Oh,
Dusty never played.
Wheeler.
No.
04.
04.
He's D.
You're never going to get it.
Come
Bogo?
on.
No.
He's D right
He's
now.
hurt.
It's D.
He's D and he's hurt on Canada. Winnipeg.
I don't know.
Stu.
Oh, Stewart, but
Yeah.
you
He's
said
American.
He's American.
Yeah.
He was the captain
What?
of the team.
Here,
that
I'll
won
name.
gold.
Okay.
No,
I'll just name
I
the cat. Yeah.
I did not. No, I
Everyone's
thought Stewart was Canadian. That's
The
all.
only non-Canadian ones
Oh,
are
boy.
Frolik, Stu, Trouba. No, Frolik, Stu, Trouba, and Serpath.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so tonight, that's why we're pumping this out real fast. It might even be a short one, I doubt it. But, because Canada plays Denmark, and the winner of that will go on to play...
The winner of Czech Republic and Slovakia, which, as we were looking
When's
at,
that,
it was
tomorrow?
1-0.
Is that tomorrow night?
Sunday night.
Sunday
And then gold
after
medals
the-
Monday?
Sunday afternoon.
Yes, correct.
And then Sweden, they played Finland today and they beat Finland
6-3.
6-3.
Willie Hockey Mama.
Now, the defending gold medal champions of this World Junior Championship, Finland, they only had 5 goals through the preliminary round, so they finished with only 8 goals all tournament.
8 goals in 5
That
games.
sucks.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah,
we're
they just couldn't
complaining-
score.
When Canada played Germany and they won 4-0, I was like, this is stupid. It should be 10. Like, I was mad.
Yeah.
I was kind of
I
upset.
wanted 10 against Slovakia. I was so choked.
Well, we could probably get 10 against Slovakia, pending.
Maybe we'll get 10 against Denmark.
Yeah, well, you know how we were talking...
Although it would be scary if it's like a 2-1 game and then you see the Ehlers go up the wing and it's Morrissey
And then
versus
Josh
Ehlers.
Morrissey,
I'd be a little
boom,
nervous.
breaks his leg. Ah! There can only be one Highlander.
Do you remember 2 years ago when Canada played US?
And Trouba hit
was taking
Scheifele.
runs at Scheifele.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
They didn't like each other before that. I
know.
remember that.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Be friends!
They're friends now.
I know they are.
think. Maybe.
I'd hope so.
Maybe they're just pretending.
Do we... I want to go to a crazy fan theory later about Jacob Trouba that we heard the other day.
Are we? No, we can't do that.
We can't?
I don't
Do it right
know.
now. Do
Yo.
it. Just do it.
Fine, we brought
Fine.
it up. We can't.
Yeah.
Okay. This is totally out of
Speculated.
thin air. Do not.
I
take
don't
this.
believe it. I don't know if Cam believes
I
it.
don't believe it. I don't want.
I
to
don't
believe
truthfully
What's
believe
the
it.
source?
it. Okay. It's
Source
thin air.
is
Thin air.
Okay.
It's just Twitter ramblings. We'll
Twitter
say.
ramblings and people just talking, and I've overheard them talking.
Yes.
So last year, Bogo went out for about a month with an upper body injury. Now, allegedly, ramblings and rumblings in Winnipeg and the Twitterverse, which is don't believe it, but we're going to talk about it because we brought it up, was Bogo didn't actually have an upper body injury. He was in rehab for a drug issue, not like an addiction.
I
just,
never heard that ever.
Just an
That's
issue.
news to me.
Anyways, now this year, Trouba, this is the second time he's been out in his career. Obviously, the first one we all know from the head into boards. If you don't know, I'll tweet that link because it's real easy to find a Vine
And
of
it's
that one.
hilarious.
Oh man, it looked
It's
like
cringe. It's cringe.
very cringeworthy.
I've done it. I've just never
So
hurt myself.
basically, what happened was Trouba fell headfirst going into a board, going to hit someone, and David Backus.
Yeah, hurt
and
himself.
Hurt his now. He was out for a while,
While.
like 2 months.
2 months.
Anyways, so that's a
With a
major
neck
injury.
brace.
He had surgery. And now the Jets are saying it came out of thin air, his injury, because I can't think of anywhere. I haven't been
Where?
watching the games. Where would he have gotten hurt?
Well, what I
Or
heard
how?
is he's been hurt all year, and they were hoping it was going to get better, and it's getting worse.
Perfect.
Because keep in mind, he played in that. What is the tournament they always have around playoff time? That all the
The
non-play.
World Junior
Spangler.
or World Championship.
Yeah,
World
it's a World
Championship.
Championship.
Because remember, he played in that, and he had to leave because his neck was acting up.
Yeah.
So
Perfect. Well, that's awesome.
That's the story they're going with. However, the Twitter ramblings are that Trouba has now entered.
He lives with Zach Bogosian, so
And now-
of course Bogosian allegedly
okay, well,
had a drug problem.
The-
So Jacob Trouba
Bogo
has
is
a drug problem.
the whole Bogo drug thing. I never heard that, so that's news to me. But I sure, I guess. I mean, I don't. That's. I don't know.
Yeah,
I would hope
it's
that
outlandish.
Zach Bogosian, I was at the game when he took a slap shot right in the foot. And my dad's like, "Oh, broken foot," and the next day they're like, "Bogo's out 2 months," and I'm like,
Maybe let's spin it
"So
for the ramblings. He's like, shoot it at my foot. I know exactly where to break it. Yeah, cocaine. Just kidding.
If he
I
was-
really
I
hope
love
not.
cocaine.
Yeah, I
DMF.
love cocaine.
if he was in rehab, do you think they would have signed him to 7 years?"
No, there's no
He
way.
signed
like,
him after that.
But still, they had to know.
this is the thing. Like
That's-
this is the problem that I have with it. Is there's no way one that you'd be able to keep it quiet for long enough, and two, I honestly don't think these guys. I understand they make a lot of money, but they still have to be able to perform at their job. And cocaine, if you're that
Wait,
addicted,
you guys don't wake
can't-
up and do a line every morning?
Well, I do, but that's why I don't. do well in school.
That's why we're not in the NHL.
That's why also, like, if you hear me tapping, it's because I do a line every day.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing one right now.
I'm doing one right now. I'm watching you.
That seems like a little bit of a
Well,
fantasy story.
To
but
wrap up World Juniors, who do you think Canada will be playing in the gold medal?
I
Because
would
Canada's
love
playing
to
in the gold
say
medal.
Sweden.
I want to.
Who are
too.
they going to play in the gold medal?
Yeah, you either have Russia or Sweden. Because we're not losing to Czech Republic, Slovak, or Denmark. It's not happening.
Russia.
We have a lot easier. If you look at like any of the other teams, they had a lot of harder
Win
way
your
to get to the
division
cup.
and you get a little like
Yeah, a little
NFL. Win
easier.
your division, get a little bye there. You
But,
get a little
like,
treat.
Russia.
In all honesty,
Okay.
I don't think a lot of people would have thought the Czech Republic would have finished second.
I
in
don't
their
think
group.
a lot of people would think USA would have been ousted today.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they had a. pretty
Although
strong
Russia was
team.
good. Although Russia
I don't
did get
know.
pushed to a shootout against Denmark, which I thought was very interesting.
And they-
Like Denmark almost beat Russia in regulation. They were up 2-0 after the
Denmark's
first
got
period.
some burners, guys. They got some dipsy doodles.
They could give Canada a bit of a scare.
Hey,
Like,
here's an advantage.
I don't,
Question- oh.
I don't know if you guys would agree with me, but just by what I've seen, Ehlers is one of the best players in the whole tournament, as far as I'm concerned.
That's also though based off of because he's the only like him and
But
Oliver
I'm just saying,
Grossman are the only guy.
he's
still good.
He's up there.
Yeah.
No, for sure. The last thing I want to end with World Juniors before we hit the mailbag is, will Zach Fucali be starting the gold medal game for Canada?
He's playing tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, you ride him.
Yeah, I
don't
think so.
don't do this switchy shwoo.
Unless he has a bad game and they have to yank him and
Tired as a bit.
accommodate him.
Question
Jackman.
was, do you think he will be starting the gold medal game?
Yes.
Yes.
I will also go with a yes. Because there's no way that you can win games and not start in the finals, I think.
Fun fact, also, Fucali and Ehlers are teammates, or were teammates.
Not anymore, because now
Yeah.
Fucali's on the Quebec
Yeah,
Grand
but they
Prix.
were teammates.
So
they know each
Fucali
other.
will be playing in the in the Memorial Cup. And weird, I know we're talking about World Junior Hockey right now. Kelowna traded for Josh Morrissey on one of our last podcasts. I forgot to mention on that podcast, who's the goalie of Kelowna Rockets? Or one of the goalies? Jake Morrissey. Little brother.
Oh, really?
Brother shakes.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, and Leon Draisaitl's
So-
rights were traded from Prince Albert Raiders to Kelowna. So if he gets sent back, he's going to Kelowna. And Josh Morrissey and Leon Draisaitl were the only reason Prince Albert made the playoffs last year. Kelowna's ranked number 2 in the league or in CHL.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Now, let's start right with the mailbag with Edmonton.
Yep.
The rumor mill is saying that maybe Leon Draisaitl might get sent down to play junior, which is really interesting because he could have been sent down and let go to play in the World Junior
And be a leading role
yeah,
there.
It doesn't make much
and
sense.
maybe have made Germany get to the medal round.
Or at least be
Because they
more
could have,
than-
if they had
Germany
beaten,
needs a lot of help to get to the medal round.
no, but if Germany had beaten Finland, which evidently, like, Finland only scored twice against them. Like,
Yeah.
if Draisaitl's there, maybe he puts 2 in.
Maybe.
and especially just having a guy like Draisaitl on the team, you have to
Yeah.
keep note of it as a defender and a defensive coach.
Yes. Last note about the World Juniors, because I just remembered it. If you can find it, look at the way the Russian coach was directing his players.
Oh, I saw that today.
He stood up on the boards and was facing them. So they were sitting down,
Because there's
and
a
he was
penalty
yeah,
and a TV timeout.
yeah,
there,
and he instead of standing and getting them to go around him, he went around them and just stood on the boards and was yelling at them or talking to them.
It was weird though, because I was
Yeah.
like, "You're gonna
Funny.
slip and hurt yourself."
You could
You're gonna
fall and
fall.
die. You could
Yeah.
fall and die.
Edmonton. Are we staying on Edmonton?
Staying on Edmonton,
What
they
happened
trade Perron for Klinkhammer and a first from Pittsburgh.
Arguably one of the best teams in hockey.
Klinkhammer? Oh,
Robert
easily.
Klinkhammer.
Easily. Oliver Ekman-Larsson's up there, but Klinkhammer's up there as well.
And
So this is the first big trade they've
The
done.
Pittsburgh Penguins are living proof that anyone that goes there will be good because of how good the team is.
I already picked
Chris
up Perron
Kunitz,
on
Blake
defense.
Como, and now him.
And,
Like, Jesus.
yeah.
Like,
Oh,
And
those,
Hornqvist is
like
thriving
those
there,
were
so-
average players before they went there. Now and they go there.
Yeah.
And they're,
And Perron's going to get the chance to play with Evgeny Malkin, so that's going to be interesting. The other thing that Edmonton did was they went and traded for Derek Roy. Who did they trade?
Mark Arcobello.
Marco Bello.
Not
Arguably
really.
the happiest guy in the NHL right now.
Because Derek
Going
Roy was,
anywhere but Edmonton.
Yeah.
That would be my mom.
Well, did you see
going,
oh,
going to one of the best
did you
teams in
see
the
the
league
tweet
right now?
today?
No.
From Down Goes Brown about the Perron trade? He's like, David Perron checks in the airport, sees the flight for Pittsburgh's delayed, says, fuck this, starts running to Pittsburgh because he can't get out of Edmonton fast enough.
yeah.
He wasn't there very.
He didn't
wasn't there
burn
for
the
a year,
bridge
right?
though either. He did help last
Yeah,
media
but a lot of
availability.
A lot of people said that he wouldn't have resigned, so it's good they got something. Even though this first-round pick could be 30th overall, still not bad to load up on
to fall
first.
back on if
Yeah,
they end up trading.
Hey.
If they get the first overall pick, they can trade that and probably get whatever they want for it.
Hey guys, now that Damian Cox tweet isn't so outlandish anymore, you could trade Hall, Klinkhammer, and 2 firsts, and maybe get Quick and Doughty. Like maybe.
Yeah. Well, and
maybe.
I didn't know it was possible, but I think they're trying to trade their way into Connor McDavid. They're trying to trade.
You didn't need to.
They're trying to trade their way into Connor McDavid.
So what? They're just gonna be like
guaranteeing it.
Yeah, because
if they draft another forward, like Jesus.
They picked up Matt Frazier off of waivers from Boston.
Now Cam said this to me in the car, and it's just made me think of something. The Eric Stahl Cam Ward trade. Now obviously Edmonton wants to get younger and rebuild, but what's wrong with getting 2 proven winners into Edmonton to start rebuilding?
For like Yak and Eberle?
So you're saying
maybe
they
Yak
should
and
trade
Eberle?
for Stahl and Ward.
Yeah, acquire them.
So what? So give up Taylor Hall and someone else?
But here's my issue with that
Taylor
now
Hall,
is
keep him.
But
That's
who's
the one I keep.
Because Carolina's not going to give those guys away.
Eberle.
But why not? Because they're in
Jakubov?
last, and they probably want McDavid too.
They probably. I mean, as terrible as Edmonton is, they still probably have pieces that some people are like.
Yeah, but
we
why
have a
would
system, we could turn
why
this
would
around.
why would Carolina want that though? That's the thing. Why would Carolina want like Ebbs or Yak? Because then they're like, well, this means that we might not get.
It's time to change your identity. It's
Yeah.
already Jeff Skinner's team. We can see it. He's led them in points like the last couple of years now.
No,
So
right.
I think it's time for an identity change, and they're just going the right way. I'm trying to think of a team who's done it in the last couple of years. Oh, I guess Tampa Bay really kind of. There was a gun to their head doing that one. But I mean, they clearly made it. No, there we go. Dallas Stars. Jamie Benn, remember Brendan Morrow? And it's like, nope, and they just rid themselves. They're like, you know what, we're taking a plunge. We're doing
But
it.
also,
Not
it's
even just
also like
Sagan,
you
it
could
was
say
before
with
Sagan,
Tampa.
too.
But you could also say Tampa's in that boat too, because it was technically the Cavalier St. Louis team, and then boom,
Now
here comes Stamkos, and now there's no St. Louis, now there's no
And
Cavalier.
now that's how I feel Carolina is right now.
And Carolina needs to make that change, and Edmonton does as well.
And Jordan Stowe finally came back from injury.
Yeah.
He broke his leg, right?
He's playing tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take more than Eberle, though.
It'll
swing that.
Of course, obviously. But it would be cool to see. It'd be neat.
It'd be interesting.
Two last place teams trading each other parts would be interesting.
Because that's what last in the East.
And then maybe there's a secret agreement, like, hey, if you get first.
Yeah.
Carolina, if you get first, you're taking Jack. We're getting Connor. You get.
This was speculation that you told me about that I'd never heard of, but O'Reilly's getting shipped out of
Yeah,
Colorado,
there was.
maybe?
I saw that on the Twitterverse. It was like
I never saw it. So
who was that guy? I follow a lot of people on Twitter, but it was Ryan O'Reilly was being allegedly, obviously Twitter again, but Ryan O'Reilly, Colorado contacted 4 teams. It was Winnipeg, Toronto. God, I wish I had the text. Winnipeg, Toronto, Calgary.
Maybe.
Calgary and Edmonton, maybe?
I thought you said Montreal.
Montreal, there you go. So it's not Calgary, it's Montreal and Edmonton. But they're looking for, they want a D. Like a D.
Like a top defenseman?
Well, I mean, Ryan O'Reilly.
Not a Zach Redmond defenseman.
I wouldn't say, I'd say Ryan O'Reilly's a good 1B or 2.
He'd be your set. Well,
but
he's really good at D.
Here's my issue with, there's no reason for Winnipeg to get him for numerous reasons.
Not really.
We've committed that Brian Little's our number 1.
And
we've committed that Scheifele's number 2
yep.
at this point in time. And we've committed for 3 years at least that Perreault's our number 3. And we have Patan coming in the next 3 years.
And where are you going to put Ryan
O'Reilly? Played too well to get moved.
Exactly. And then, let's say a perfectly healthy team, so you go what? Scheifele? What's Scheifele's line? It's Scheifele,
Frolik, and Pro. That's been That's been their best line for the last.
So then you'd say that maybe O'Reilly would lead a Kane Lowry line, that would be your.
I would take him over Haluschuk.
But he makes a lot of money too, right?
He makes 6.
Oh, but his contract's up at the end of this year, right? And they already know he's not signing. That's why they're trading him.
Plus,
or they may be.
Plus, the tough part is that would be a division trade.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's a tough trade. I don't think it'd be smart on center. Which they're not. That's probably their deepest thing. Wingers are not.
Because what you could theoretically do, because that third line right now is Lowry, Haluschuk, Kane. If you want to keep Buffalo on defense when all your defensemen are healthy,
doesn't make sense.
If you want to swing one and throw O'Reilly on the third line and move Lowry to the wing,
that's the most expensive third line in the NHL.
Wow.
That's
Yes.
$12 million on your third line. There's no point
Yeah,
doing that.
it's
Yeah.
I
shot.
just think they're too smart
The
for that.
one out of those guys, I maybe could see Winnipeg, I doubt it. But you mentioned it because we were texting about it. Cody Franson and like pieces. Phil O'Reilly.
I could see Toronto doing it because they still have an identity crisis, and they were apparently wanting Ryan O'Reilly a couple of years ago. But then it just shows more and more shaft because they're shafting Nazem Kadri hardcore. But the problem in Toronto is they just don't have it. They're not deep at center. They're just not. You lose Kadri or Bozak, and then all of a sudden your second line center is Peter Holland.
I just find it funny this year that the Jets and the Leafs are like standings wise, they're neck and neck. And when everyone talks about the Jets, they're like, "Oh yeah, they're doing so good." And then you talk about Toronto, everyone's like, "Nah, fuck it, they're terrible."
Yeah,
It's like
That's always
Toronto's
it.
doing so well, and people are still shitting on them. And the
Because
Jets
that's
are
just the way
doing
it is.
just as well, and everyone's like, "Yeah, you know what? They're a lot better than we thought they were." It's like Toronto's doing good, like way better than they have in the last few years. Like it's, I don't know, just boggles my
That's
mind.
the way
a
it
little
is.
bit.
It's just like how Toronto. I think Toronto won 3 straight games. So they lose 6-2 to Buffalo, lose 9-2 to Nashville, then they win 3 straight, lose at home to New Jersey, and what does a fan do? Throw his jersey on the ice, and then they go and win
Jerseys
7
are
straight games.
expensive. I don't know.
Then they win 8 straight games after that. But I'm just saying
a lot
that
a lot of people that watch hockey though, like they're one loss and everything goes out the window.
yeah,
Like,
no, that's so
if
true.
the
Light
Jet-
it on fire. Get
If the Jets
gasoline.
lose a game and Pavlik's playing, go on their Instagram.
Oh,
Like
it's
you
brutal.
saw how many people lose it. It's like they lost a game. Give it
Yeah.
up.
It's
not
not
Pavlik's fault.
it's not
Maybe
the-
he let in a bad goal, but like he's
it's
gonna
not
lose.
football it's not college football where you lose one game and that's your season.
No.
Pretty
Well,
much.
not all of us could be Florida State.
They lost
Nailed
yesterday to
it. I
Oregon.
know that was a joke.
Yeah. Great
Um,
game though. Oh.
What else happened yesterday, guys?
It became
It was
2015.
New Year's Day.
The Winter Classic.
Oh, the Winter Classic. Yes,
That was
of
pretty
course.
cool in National Park.
National Park.
Nationals Park.
National.
Uh,
Park. I honestly didn't watch it.
I now am
I watched
starting to
all of it.
think, and I can't even said this. The Winter Classic's great and all, but we need to get rid of it. There's no reason to have games outside during the regular season. Make the All-Star game outside and make it a different location every year.
Yep.
And what I'm thinking, let's make it fun. North Korea.
Do it.
Huh? What do you
North
thinking?
Korea.
What
North
are you
Korea
thinking?
All-Star game.
North Korea.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Sure. I like it.
I was just gonna. The Caps won 3-2. They scored on a power play, 13 seconds left, and Troy Brower because Jonathan Taves got a penalty for something. I forget.
Jonathan Taves got a penalty, and then they were going to get another penalty for a slash on Ovi.
Because his stick exploded.
His stick exploded.
I thought Ovi just kneeled into it.
Yeah.
No, it
Yeah.
shattered on him.
Shattered from a slash.
Okay.
3-2. They're interesting to watch. They're great to watch.
Both
just-
teams are good this year.
I don't.
I wasn't even
but
excited.
I
to
wasn't
watch it.
75% of
into
the games that have happened have been terrible because the weather's been shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that game last year, Toronto Detroit, the weather was so bad. The game was terrible.
Yeah.
Even that one year that they showed like Sidney Crosby shootout
Oh,
goal in
that was-
Buffalo, that game was horrible because there was so much snow on the
And
ice.
there
Went
was
into
no-
a shootout because it was so terrible.
Like his goal, he literally shoveled all the snow at the goalie and the puck just happened to go by.
Yeah,
It's like,
and then I'll use
so-
yeah.
But it's like there's so much build up to a game that, in all reality, doesn't mean that much. And like, even the rivalry, there's nothing there. These games need to mean a little bit more on the score sheet than just like why can't they do a Boston Montreal Winter Classic in Boston or
And you-
in Montreal?
that'd be great. The other thing I noticed about them is you have them in baseball stadiums and you're sitting 100 feet away from the
Yeah.
rink. Like, you know.
It did look weird.
There's very
Was that
few
the
good
first one in a
seats.
baseball stadium?
No, they did one. Well, they did one Dodger Stadium last year.
Oh right. I didn't
Nationals
watch
was-
that. Which one?
They've done.
The one they just had yesterday was at a baseball
Oh, no,
stadium.
that's-
Wasn't they did one at Fenway?
Oh right. So they're just doing popular.
Philly did
places.
one at-
But now they said it's only going to be football stadiums, I believe.
Probably the sightlines
Well,
are
we're
a
supposed
lot
to-
closer to hockey.
Yeah.
1 year from now, we're going to be getting ready for
I'm
our.
Now,
real hoping
speculating.
for Minnesota. Be
Now
awesome.
people are saying that Minnesota would be great.
But it's a heritage.
My retort to that is why don't they do a Minnesota versus Colorado Winter Classic
and then have
in
Winnipeg.
either Colorado or Minnesota, wherever you want to put it. You can put it either
Minnesota,
places.
go for Steve.
See, I would
You can
rather.
go
Don't do it in Minnesota. Wait till the following year, then do it at the new Viking Stadium.
But it's indoor. Why would you want an indoor
Yeah,
Winter Classic?
because you can.
Or you could do it in
Shut
Denver at the Bronco Stadium.
Well, Denver actually
Mile
might
High,
be getting
right.
the winter next year.
And
But-
we have a heritage?
But guys, we also have to put this in, like, they have to totally redo the stadium. So they need to pick a team they know is not going to make the playoffs. So that's why I'll probably go to Minnesota, because the Vikings won't be in the playoffs.
You know what, though?
Hey!
Right now, if I had to pick who the Jets should play, I'd say the Leafs or Oilers.
It's probably going to be Oilers, because Cam said this again.
That was the
Because
rivalry.
there's
back in the
apparently
day.
Heritage, yeah.
there's a wealth of knowledge in Cam. I don't know how, because he wears a Flyers hat, but he said,
That was
If-
an extended F for another word. I know that. Anyway, sorry.
if in all reality, if Edmonton gets McDavid, wouldn't they want to put McDavid in the Heritage Classic to showcase him a little bit more? So you go,
Hey, we drafted another forward and we still suck.
But he's Canadian! And that was another thing that Greg and I listened to a podcast. When's the last decent Canadian kid to play who been drafted by a Canadian franchise?
Doug Gilmour.
Okay, a little newer than our age. There's a few of them. No,
Steve
Canadian
there's
kid
two.
drafted by a Canadian team.
There's two of them, and they're on the same team that I can think of.
Well,
Both Montreal Canadiens, right?
Yeah.
Patrick
PK?
Waugh.
No, PK
Oh,
Subban.
PK Subban.
Carey Price.
Price, yeah.
Obviously, they're not.
Price
you know.
and Subban.
But I'm just trying to think, like,
Yeah.
because we don't know, like, Sam
They're-
Bennett and guys like that yet. And Taylor
Yeah.
Hall really hasn't, you know.
Still a good player.
I'd love
I
to
just don't
see,
think-
like,
players,
a
but-
team, a good player.
like a McDavid, like a franchise guy go to a Canadian team.
Yeah. And then that's
Guys,
like,
I think we're overlooking Mark Scheifele.
oh, well,
Hey,
obviously.
Scheifele's
He's awesome.
impressed me
Or
this
like
year.
Josh Morrissey. You don't know that yet.
Yeah. I like how he does all the interviews. He's got his slicked back hair, looks so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about a team that we love.
Rapid fire. Go.
We love talking about? Okay. NHL board approves sale of majority stake in Coyotes to Andrew Barroway, 51% owner. He's a Philadelphia hedge fund manager. What is that, Greg? It's money, so I thought you would know.
I do know, but I
What's
don't.
a hedge
Hedges
fund?
in Philadelphia on his spare time.
You know those like grass things?
Okay, seriously.
They sell
Hedge
those.
fund
We're
manager.
being serious.
They handle hedge fund portfolios.
What's a hedge fund? Can you rapid fire?
Yeah, Greg,
honestly,
what is that?
my brain has
What
been
is
turned
this?
off of this
Oh,
stuff.
okay,
for a
I
while.
get it.
I could tell you, but it might take
fine.
me a while to recollect.
No, it's
it.
rapid fire. Pete DeBoer of the Devils got fired. Lou Lamoriello's
Oh yeah.
head coach. Scott Stevens, coach of D.
D.
Adam Oates, forward. Thoughts on that?
Interesting.
Kind of saw it coming.
I think it's Lamoriello.
The firing.
Okay, what were you gonna say that
The
before I
firing
told you
is-
rapid fire? You can get it.
Oh no, I read it. I'm
Oh.
reading it right now.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Dan.
The
Go on.
firing's not surprising in my opinion.
I think it's the GM. I think it's Lamoriello and Kevin Lowe. Lowe and Lamoriello, they have they're
Yeah, but
they've been
Lamoriello's
there.
been
They're
there
the
for, like,
problems. I know, but maybe get him out. I don't know. Or like, don't give him all the power. Like, give him a fake ring.
But did
Give
anyone
him one of the
expect New
rings.
Jersey to be good with the senior home tour that they had this year for a roster?
They are the oldest team. We already talked about it.
Can you grab my phone? It's like right
Yeah,
by
it's
your
right
feet.
under his feet. Dan.
Daniel, stop
Dan,
sitting on your
kick
phone.
it. Oh, more
God.
regarding the Devils. Patrick Elias and Micah Ryder have the mumps. Penguins, Steve Downey, Thomas Grace also have the mumps. The mum train coming to town. Danny Heatley put on waivers. He's now
I'm
in the-
shocked that no one took a chance on him. I am. For $1 million?
But
Well,
maybe,
our
maybe,
cocaine in Winnipeg isn't good enough for him. So
maybe it's more than meets the eye.
maybe there's a problem there.
Yeah. Oh, this is a cool one. On December 30th, Jonathan Huberdeau's 14-year-old little sister sang "O Canada"
Oh yeah.
in Florida, and it was when the Habs were in town, so that's kind of cool. So
Yeah.
they had like a lot of family down there for like New Year's and whatnot.
That's
Oh,
So
and
that
on a,
probably doubled the attendance in Florida.
yeah, on
Nick
a,
Bukestad.
Oh, my goodness.
$4.1
Are we
million
going?
over 6 years.
well,
Oh, I just wanted to stay on Florida. That's why I
oh
went
yeah,
there.
Nikki Buke. That's a great signing.
Great signing.
6 years, 24.6, so average.
4.1.
I found
Not
out what AAV stood for today. I actually had to Google it. Average annual value.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just thought, I'm like, AAV. That's like whenever I see EST, what is EST and then the year stand for?
Established.
I always thought it was estimated. I still read it as estimated. And I'm like, well, that's stupid. Why would you estimate? And then I said it out loud once around a friend of mine at work, and he's like, you're an idiot. That's established. All right. Oh yeah. On a sad note, Clint Reef, the assistant equipment manager of the Hawks, passed away at age 34. He's found in his house somewhere, I believe. I don't want to mention it. I'm not sure. It was actually during the filming of Road to the Winter Classic. So apparently, there's a really powerful, like not the death or anything. But
Yeah.
there's a really powerful scene where like Quinville had to address the media and tell him, and they said like that day was like the people filming for Epics and whatnot said it was really hard day to like put cameras in people's faces.
That's crazy though that they captured that because
Yeah.
that's like one of those things where you don't want to be in that spotlight at that point. But
Yeah,
that's
no, they said it was a really like they said those are moments that you love to like you dream about to because it's the emotion, but it's like it's also the worst because you have to be like the jerk to shove a camera
you
in
have
someone's
to
face.
think about what the people that are going through it, how they're feeling.
Exactly, and it's terrible. Go ahead.
Slovakia currently up 2-0, third period against Czech Republic.
Excellent.
And if you're listening to this right now, you probably know that Slovakia won already 6-5 in overtime. There you go.
Greg, don't try and be cool about this,
Yeah,
okay? What else were we talking about? Oh, signings. Nicky Bukestad, you got that? Foligno, what's his first name?
Nick Foligno.
Nick.
I was going to say Marcus.
Marcus is his
Nick
younger brother
Foligno,
who plays
6 years,
for Buffalo.
$33 million, $5.5 million.
Interesting signing.
Average.
Probably to get them to the cap floor.
He's having a good year. Like
When
he's
I-
got 17 or 18 goals already, but I mean that seems a little high for me.
When I read this, we had a podcast in the summer where we were comparing Andrew Ladd to who on the Columbus?
Dubinsky.
Why do they give out contracts like this, like Columbus?
Okay, but
because they need to hit the floor. at
Nick
some point.
Foligno right now
Oh.
is leading their team in scoring. He's got 18 goals. He's on pace for almost like 45 goals this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Dang.
but that's much to me because I don't think he's going to keep that up. He's not.
Guys, we're overlooking the fact that Kane was supposed to score 50. Like, he has to come back and he has to score a lot of goals in very few
Nick
games.
Foligno recently joined the 100-goal club in the
good for
NHL.
him.
Oh, who joined the 500-point club?
Phil
Filthy
Fessa.
Phil through!
Yeah! Against Boston in Boston, which made that even better.
Yeah, and tonight Carey Price could hit the 200 win mark against the Devils. Sir, unacceptable.
He's only
That was vulgar.
Hey guys, Antoine Vermette, he did it.
What?
He got 100 points as a Coyote.
Wow.
Almost impossible to do.
He's only been there for like 2 or 3 years too.
Well, that's still.
He's actually on the trading block too.
Oh, Stamkos hit 20 goals for the 7th time in his career.
How many years has he played in the NHL?
I think 7.
Seven.
No, 8.
What
7?
year did he not hit 20 goals?
No,
His
he's-
first year.
He's hit it every year.
Oh, then he must have. Well, whatever.
Well,
it said
actually,
7.
no. His first year, he didn't have.
He didn't play half the time, like half the season, because the coach didn't like him, right? And then they fired the coach, and then.
Is that what it was?
I think so.
Well, here goes Hockey DB.
Was that
Like,
Guy
continue with
Boucher,
your stuff.
crazy?
Oh, okay.
No, Guy Boucher. Did you guys see that at Spangler Cup?
No.
Oh, Spangler Cup news. Just to be, Canada played some team 2 straight years, lost 6-5 both years in regulation. However, this year, and they were down 5-0 at one point in both those games, and came back and lost 6-5. Guy Boucher at the end of the game in the semifinals just lost it on the ref. And if you guys have seen Guy Boucher mad, he does not look like a hockey coach. He looks like a former like a Bond villain.
Jay and Dan used to say he's the next James Bond villain. He looks like it.
Oh, no, he has hit 20 goals in every season.
Yep. Oh boy.
Now, this is the order they go in. 23, 51, 45, 60, which I saw live. 29, 25, and 20. He had 25 goals. He had more goals in less games last year than he has this year.
because he missed 3 months last
Yeah, but he only has a goal every second game this year, opposed to last year, where he had 25 goals in 37 games, opposed to 20 goals in 40 games this year. Just putting that one out there. He's on the decline.
Yep, he's done.
Cam, continue. Go.
Get him to Winnipeg.
Sorry, sir. I gotta hop back on. Suspension and fine. Keith Ollie, 2 games hit on Matt Stajan. Yannick Hansen fined $5,000 for illegal check on one of the greatest names again in hockey, Tommy Wingles.
Wingles!
What else do I got here? I got all
Milestones.
that.
We already hit that?
We got milestones. Okay, guys. Do we have any other closing words? Or are we gonna wrap up 2015 with 2014 stats?
Greg,
you going to
the game tomorrow night?
I am going to the game tomorrow night.
Okay.
But let's wrap up 2014 stats before I get into our closing question for everyone.
Okay, perfect. Guys, what does team points percentage mean? Does that mean in games that you played, this is a percentage of chance you're going to win?
No, that's
Team
how many.
points. That's
Okay,
how. That's
Team
how.
points percentage or what it was.
That means how many games you points per games you've played.
Okay.
So if let's say you play 82 games in the season, and every game you get a point means you have points in 100% of your games. Like every time you get a loss, it lowers your
Got
percentage.
it. Perfect. Well, that's what I learned today. Well, in the calendar year of 2014, from 1 to 5, Ducks 686, Bruins 658, Penguins 651, Habs 641, Rangers 640. Wins pretty correlated to who's on the previous list.
This is in the calendar year?
In the calendar
So
year.
the last half of last year and the first half of this year.
Correct.
Okay.
Wins for goalies. You want to take a stab at who had the most wins as a goalie and guess the number?
Quick.
Okay, what's the number, Dan?
70.
Wins.
I'm just kidding. 43.
I want to say Price, 48.6.
Okay. Lundqvist, 37.
Oh,
Okay.
And then it goes Fleury and Price with 36. And then Bishop and Bobrovsky with 35.
No, Quick wasn't even on there.
Now, I just want to say, this next
Oh,
list,
fuck off.
arguably, I mean, I knew it.
Okay, the first one on this list. You can,
Points in a calendar year, ladies and gentlemen. Obvious. The man walks on water, so you already know who it is. Claude, Ginger Jesus.
You could do a
Giroux.
top 5 on how many times he got laid out in the Jets
He's
game.
taking in
Yeah, you could.
Hey, he had 2
Top
points.
5 hits of the
Beautiful.
year.
He's taken us to Jerusalem one day. That time
Wow,
one day.
Cam's been sitting on that one for a long time.
Oh.
I
God.
read it the other day. I was very excited. How many points did Giroux have in a calendar year? It's under 100.
94.
90.
92.
Ah,
Right in the
Who
middle.
is number 2? This one shocked me.
Calendar year?
Tyler Sagan,
How many did Sagan have?
86.
81.
88.
Ah, damn it.
Okay, at number 3,
Crosby.
Phil Kessel,
Crosby. How many points did he have?
87.
85.
83. And then number 4 is Kessel and Getzlaf tied with 82. Here's a scary stat. Out of those 82 points that Getzlaf had last
Oh,
year,
I knew that.
60 points were on the even strength. 60!
What?
60 of the 82 points he had in a year were on even strength. Oh, and Jack Eichel's comparable is Ryan Getzlaf, which is terrifying. And then goals, top 5. There's 3 who are tied for 1, and then 2 who are tied
So
for
Sagan-
Stamkos.
Nope, Stamkos, noob.
No.
Stamkos
Had the injury, right?
Sagan.
Sagan's one of them. The
Kessel.
other 2...
No.
Getzlaf.
No, the guy's
Gary.
tied. It's going to be
Okay, Getzlaf's one of them.
Getzlaf's one of them.
Yo, I'll give you 2 hints.
Okay.
One player plays on a team on the East Coast, the other one on the West Coast, and the guy in the West Coast, the guy who plays in the East Coast was traded there. The guy who plays in the West Coast is in the state of California. That's surprising, but this whole list,
Oh, okay.
I was like, come on.
Joe Pavelski.
Yep.
Haha.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And who's the guy in the East Coast who's traded there?
Louis Erickson. I don't know.
Which team? No, don't tell me that.
Which?
There's
Rick
two-
Nash.
there's-
Rick Nash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, isn't that weird?
So
they had,
what?
They had 42 goals in the calendar year.
Who
Yeah.
was it? Rick
Nash,
Nash?
Pavelski, Sagan. 42 and 20.
Yeah, but Nash has 75% of those this season.
Yeah.
No, I know, but still, it's still.
Yeah, I know, I know.
Still works.
And then who is tied for 4th? There's 2 of them.
Goals?
Kessel.
Yeah. Okay, well, one of them is a perennial, like he's always up there.
Oh. Stamkos?
No.
Oh.
Ovechkin?
Yes,
Oh, okay,
Ovi's
okay.
one of them. The other one, I'll give you a hint.
Does he?
There's a fan of this team in this house right now.
Giroux?
Oh.
Voracek? Simmons?
Tatar? Nyquist.
Nyquist.
Oh, that's...
38.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that weird? I
Dude,
know.
He had 23 goals in like 2 months
I know,
last
I
year.
forgot about that. And then assist, he does it all, ladies and gentlemen. Claude Giroux is number 1 with 62. And then we got who?
Thornton?
Who at number 2? Thornton isn't on this list. For
Getzlaf.
assists.
Getzlaf.
Getzlaf with 59. 3. It's also in the state of Pennsylvania.
Crosby.
Yep. Crosby has 58. And then number 4 is tied.
Sedin? One of the Sedins?
Johnny Hockey.
Nope.
Joking.
Trying to think of the assists.
Oh, one of them
Phil
played.
Kessel.
One of them played yesterday in the game.
Oh, Backstrom.
Backstrom with 53.
Taves.
Who's the other guy?
Taves.
Jake the Snake Skoracek,
Oh,
obviously.
Okay.
And yeah, that's all I got
That's
for
all you got?
2014 fun facts.
Okay, guys.
The goals blew me out of the water. Like
Yeah.
That's
I was
crazy.
like, I expected Sagan or one of those guys who exploded, but then I'm like, Nelson Pavelski, what?
Who's your 2014 Jet MVP? Because they did this in the Hockey News the other
Like
day.
Jetty Award, MVP.
From January 2014 to December 2014,
Yeah,
who's your MVP?
It's got to be Blake Wheeler.
That's who.
Yeah.
That's who Hockey News.
Oh,
said it
okay, yeah. It has to.
was. I was asking who you think it is.
Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
hands down.
So let's end this podcast on a note. A couple notes.
A note. We're gonna.
I have a couple questions for you guys.
Did we get any emails this week?
I haven't
Brett did tweet at us saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
you guys enjoying the game?" I did enjoy the game.
I was
I'm gonna
there.
message him though because you were there. I got to message him because I want to ask him like if he knows of the equivalent, unless they're crazy about it too. I don't, maybe because Minnesota, the northern states, they are.
Yeah.
But
Well, they're
like,
crazy about the Frozen Four down there.
Yeah,
they are.
But, okay.
They're.
What was your favorite hockey moment in 2014?
including Olympics, eh?
Including Olympics.
Favorite first Jets hat trick. Being there in person. That was awesome.
That's a good one.
That was awesome.
That's a real.
Mine is the women's gold medal game.
That was good.
That was unbelievable.
Scored 2 goals in the last minute and a half.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then win it in overtime.
Nuts.
I never got that loud because like even the men's gold medal, it wasn't that great. It was the women's game.
I fell
was
asleep
what
during
won
it.
it
It was
for
at
me.
6 in the morning.
Oh,
That
man.
won it for me. What's
Dang,
yours?
This is tough. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, okay, what wasn't World Juniors?
Was it starting this chat? Was it starting this podcast?
Hockey memory or hockey thing?
Yeah.
I'll say this podcast because I want to say like the first thing that it said was when Simmons or Giroux passed it to Simmons and Simmons scored to put the Flyers up 2-1 in like game 3 against the Rangers. But they lost that game. So, but I was just I was like literally at my TV, like my notes, I was like, fuck you, Lundqvist. I hate you. And then like they scored and I'm like, not away train. And I was just so excited.
I have a moment 1B though.
Okay, go.
Because it was equally awesome. Watching the Kings win the cup in overtime. I've never seen a cup won in overtime before. On home ice.
What? Oh, on home ice. Nice save.
They
nice
won
save.
the cup in overtime on home ice. I've never seen a cup go in overtime. Like watching.
Yep.
On
Actually
home
watching.
ice.
Ever.
No.
I missed the Chicago game. I was working.
Oh, okay, because I was going to be like that.
I got home like a minute after they scored.
know what,
so
though?
Chicago never won a cup at home. Just putting that
No,
one
no,
out
I know.
But they scored.
in
But
overtime.
they won in overtime.
But you know what? Another one. You know what? I'm gonna go with. I didn't like seeing the.
It was
I didn't
pretty
like
awesome to see.
It was cool to see because he was so excited. Also because it convincingly went in. Because
Yeah.
Patrick Kane, I was sitting there like Flyers jersey, like, nah, that didn't go in. That didn't go in. And then they show the highlight. And I'm like, oh, pissed. It went in.
Michael
Went
Layton.
in.
Where is he now?
Who's that?
Michael Layton.
AHL?
I think he's in Lehigh Valley.
Okay.
I might be.
So, guys,
Yeah.
we have entered a new year. Lots of good things to come in 2015. What would be your number one thing that you'd want to happen in 2015 in hockey?
Jets make the playoffs. I just want to see it.
You know what?
I want to see it.
I'm getting a little greedy now. Gonna get a little greedy. Jets and Flyers make playoffs. And Flyers.
Okay.
I'm gonna make
But you know
two
what?
scenarios. I want two scenarios.
Okay.
One?
No, screw it. Screw it.
No.
Dan got the one vote, which is Jets make playoffs. I think we all want Jets to make playoffs.
Yeah.
So I'll let Jet have that. You know what?
I just want to go to. I want to see what one game is
You
like.
know what?
Okay.
I'm gonna still be greedy. I want to see Filthy Phil get a Hattie in playoffs and have Flyers in the playoffs.
Okay.
But Filthy, I'll put Phil
You're
one.
being selfish right now.
I am.
Okay.
I'll be very greedy.
Even the
I
Flyers
want
may
two
be just
things to
reaching at this
potentially
point.
happen. One, World Junior Gold for Canada.
Okay.
It's gonna happen. You don't even have to ask. me.
No, I'm asking for it because it hasn't happened in
Did
5
I
years.
talk about that?
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, I went and got a picture with Santa, and I had to ask
Oh.
him for a wish, and he's like, haha, yeah, sure. And I'm like, World Junior Gold. And he laughed at me!
Wait.
Santa's a commie.
Wait, there's one other thing that we've neglected to say. Guys, Cam met his Jesus.
That's true.
He met
Holy
Jesus.
pooper.
He met Jesus.
I'll tweet it. I'll tweet the link.
Cameron met Claude
I
Giroux.
met Giroux. Seriously, it was so fast though. It was at the airport, which is creepy. But whatever. It was like he was signing a little girl's jersey, and then I walked up like, "Hey, can I get a picture?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And I turned around, to take a selfie because no one was around to take a picture. And then I'm like, "Thank you." He's like, "Yeah, man, have a good night." And I'm like, yes, thank you. Dude, I was shaking for like.
How was
an
that
hour.
not your best moment of 2014 for hockey?
Yeah.
Because I blanked. It was so exciting. My mind like shut down. You know what?
Hey.
That's it. That's it. I take it back. I'm being very greedy.
Before I say what I wanted, okay, so I want a World Junior Gold, just
You don't
because
have
we
to
haven't
ask
had
what's
it.
happening.
Okay.
Well, Santa said it wasn't going to happen.
Santa left.
Okay.
I killed Santa.
Toronto making it to the second round of the playoffs. That's what I want to see.
Okay.
Off of Phil Kessel hat trick.
No, I want to see them beat Boston in Game 7. Boom, done it.
In the first
To
round.
get to
Done
the
it.
second
That's
round,
a tall order.
because
Okay.
Boston might not make
Just,
the playoffs.
just go with the second round playoff berth.
Yeah, I want second round playoff berth.
Don't be
But
greedy.
I want to get a little greedy. A Montreal Toronto playoff series. That's what I want.
That'd be good.
In 2015.
That'd be really
The
good.
hockey gods want that. So
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, yes. So, obviously, we had an awesome 2014 on this podcast,
Yeah.
but we're going to make this 2015 pretty awesome too.
We're gonna try
a
and
bit
not
better.
miss a week. I think that should be our goal.
That we're gonna make 52
If Cam
episodes.
and Greg ever do it without me, they're gonna let me know this time.
That's
You
true.
know,
That's true.
Not text me as they're doing it, being like, "Oh, sorry."
Oh yeah, we're right here. We're here already. Dang
That's
it.
what I did yesterday.
What?
I was like,
Oh,
we're doing
yes.
it right now.
The first time I looked at my head, I'm like, "You fucking asshole."
And our goal is to keep it under an hour. So
Did we
we're
do
going to adhere to that. No.
Ah.
Like second. Let's keep it under 30 seconds.
Okay.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Have a good 2015.